Hi, this is Ellis with Woolridge Impact Marketing Group. Just a quick walkthrough with you with the IB Scream the Theme presentation that we've prepared for you. The first slide you'll see is photography, and you'll see samples of that throughout this presentation, but this is one of the features that makes our graphics development and installation in your environment special if we come in and take photographs of your students in the environment in which they are learning, and it just adds a reality to the graphics that we develop. Staying in line with the IB theme, profile boards. This is one of the less costly items that we can develop for a school. It ties in the profiles, the IB profiles, which is standard in every IB presentation, but here you see we can brand it to the school in terms of color, in terms of name, and as I mentioned earlier, with the students, the actual students of the school that are developed and that we take photographs of to capture the character and the student body at your particular school. IB time, clock, boards, and walls are another feature that will kind of step up. What time is it around the world is a standard question throughout all IB schools. And here we see a 7-foot by 5-foot, we call it a clock wall board that ties in not only the map of the world but also student pictures and the clocks. This is an entire wall dedicated to the clock presentation for IB, and in this case we've done the entire wall as well as specialized clocks with name panels that can be interchanged if you would want to change it somewhere down the road. And here's a full front presentation of that particular feature. Also, the clock presentations can be done as an accent in the environment. Here you see the clocks are displayed on the bulkhead in the stairwell of this particular school and facility. And here's a presentation where the clocks are actually part of the exit or exit entry position that is leaving the school but is part of the lobby of the school. Entry and exit way graphics are again another way to present the IB theme at your school. Right as someone, not only the students and the parents, but as visitors and those that would visit the school, approach the school, they can see it right away. It can be applied to windows. It can be a freestanding signage that's applied to the school. Here's one for Kershaw Magnet School. So whatever the entry of your particular facility can be, there's probably a way that we can make an entry and exit way graphic that welcomes people to your school, identifies the IB circumstance and the branding of your school, and keeps that in front of them as individuals enter as well as exit your particular institution. The IB program of inquiry is another standard component that is in most IB environments. Here we have graphics that were developed for this particular wall treatment, but a shaded area that is specifically for displaying the inquiry data about the school, whether it's PYP or MYP or DP in some cases. Here's a circumstance before the actual acrylic panels are applied that have the inquiry, but you see here the length of this wall, and that lightly blue area is the area that's been allocated for the program of inquiry. Here's another school circumstance where this particular feature of the wall, as you see, is for the PYP program of inquiry. This is prior to their installation, but we created for that purpose. Graphic window perfs. Window perfs is something that, much like what is on a vehicle that's tinted, you can see out from the inside, but it presents a graphic and very appealing image from the outside of the institution or outside of the room inside the building. Here we're actually, these are graphics on an office that's inside of an elementary school, and the individuals inside the office can see out with no obstruction whatsoever, but those walking past or approaching see appealing graphics for the office, and as you can see here, the actual identity for the office is built into the graphics, so there can be some things that serve as leading you through or identifying what room or position in the building that you are. Here's one where the graphics are applied throughout. As you can see, if you look closely, you can actually see into the room that's being adorned with the graphics on the windows, but at the same time it creates a very appealing presentation. Interior wraps and build outs. There are various options that you have. This is an option for a high school where there is a wall that needed adorning, but they didn't have the budget in that case to do everything on the wall, so we created a system that could become a modular system that we could add to over time. Do the project in phases, in essence, in terms of when budget cycles come available. If we pre-plan it, then it can be added to and done in cycles, and this is an example of that very thing. This is a very expansive project that took an entire first floor on a school, and you see here various parts. You see the athletics part, you see the graphics up close, and these graphics are actually applied, as you see in this case, to the actual wall surfaces inside the school. In this case it's cinder block. Many times it's cinder block or brick, and sometimes it's of course drywall as well. And we also do build outs. This is a system that was a wall that was a false wall added to the wall in this particular school by the office that allowed for monitors to be applied in terms of the studies for the various grade levels in the school. Each had a country. So this presentation was actually developed to focus on that. Here you see an entryway, graphics above the door, graphics leading into the office of this area, etc. We can apply graphics in an expansive way or in a very planned, tight, and concise way. Here you see a 4-foot-high strip that goes down the media center of this school that saved budget in that case, but still gave impact and tied in with the actual physical structure of the wall, where the windows are placed, etc. Also on this wall we can do an entire hallway that ties in, and there again we have tied into the profiles. In this case you'll quickly see that this school had English, Spanish, and Arabic as the languages that were taught, and so we incorporated the languages also into the graphics that ties in with the school. This was a specialized treatment here for this high school. This was the first year, the first graduating class of this particular high school, and they want to have a commemorative wall that for all the entire first class, that's who that group of students is you see there, and then the high achievers or the ones that received awards during the graduation period were highlighted there on the left. There again you see interior environments, you see build outs with monitors, you see media center graphic presentations here, and in this case we have a circumstance where we created a banner system. These are 40-inch by 60-inch banners that can go in any parts of the building. In this case it was mirroring quotes that were in this environment. Exterior vinyl and banner. We can take the graphics and the presentation for your school or what have you to the outside. Here is a graphic presentation of vinyl applied to insets on the outside of this school that create the presentation and an invitation from the outside of the school. This was in a Peace Park for the school. This is second floor graphics for IB. And coming down to what culminates the IB experience is as schools become authorized, where they can actually then use the International Baccalaureate or official IB logo. We have this 3D presentation that can be displayed in a lobby or in a critical area of the school, and for the presentation. So that wraps up our presentation for the day. I hope you've enjoyed some of the samples that we do for IB and specialized school themes, graphic, interior environments, and hope that you will allow us to meet with you in person to talk about your school. Take care. This is Ellis. Bye-bye.